Okay, guys, this is my last training for the night, training number 3. If you don't know me, I'm Meredith Holly. I am a lawyer, power dynamics facilitator, and bestselling author, and I've committed to offering 30 free mini trainings in 30 days, and they're all based on new concepts that I'm trying to apply to how we can really take workplace cultural health as seriously as we take physical health. So this training I'm calling the flu shot for toxic work environments. I think that when we are talking about workplace health, often workplaces that I've worked in offer a flu shot, and everybody talks about, are you going to get your flu shot this year? And we think of the flu shot as this inoculation against disease, against a disease that could potentially come and invade our space. And then we all have these experiences with like coworkers who don't get the flu shot, and they come into work sick, and they sort of expose us to all this disease. And this is kind of how we think about workplace cultural health issues, right? People who have unresolved issues, and they're taking it out on us in the workplace. People who don't know how to manage their feelings, who don't know how to manage their anger, and how do we respond to them in an effective way that inoculates us against disease. So I was thinking about this concept, and I was thinking about the one question that I ask my clients that inevitably gets them to really shift into a healthy place. I was literally talking to a client about this tonight. I a lot of times have people work with me, like multiple employees work with me regarding the same employment issue, because they're both seeing the same problem. They're both experiencing the same person as toxic. Worst case scenario I had recently was a situation where an employer was going to hire me to resolve some cultural health issues, and then it ended up that 4 of their employees hired me, and they all were working on the same cultural health issue together, which I love to see. I love to see people sort of supporting each other, bonded together, and working towards health with each other. I think that can create a great community. And the sad part is when you see people really resisting change and committed to an old way of acting that's not feeling healthy to the rest of the environment. So what I was talking to my client about today was it's 2 employees, and they're both actually counselors, and they both are so supportive of each other. And so I was talking to one of the clients tonight, and he was saying, I don't know, I don't feel like I can go into work tomorrow. It doesn't feel healthy, but I think I have to go to this meeting because I know the other employee is going to be out sick. And I said to him, okay, well, what advice would you give to your friend who's already out sick if she was in the same position as you? And he immediately said, I would just tell her to take care of herself. I would just tell her that she deserves to be healthy. She deserves to do whatever she needs to do to be healthy. And this is the response I get every time when I ask somebody what advice they would give to a friend who's in the same situation as them. So I'm calling this flu shot a friend like you shot. And the concept is, if you can encounter every workplace situation and treat yourself as though you are your own best friend, as though you deserve as much as what you would advise a friend to do. If you deserve the health, if you deserve the support, if you deserve the encouragement that you would give a friend, you can go into every situation and expect the environment to comply with that. You ask for what you want. You say no when you mean no. You protect yourself from the issues that are happening around you. I remember this one time, I did Peace Corps. I think you guys probably know this, but I did Peace Corps after undergrad, and I lived in Ukraine, and I taught English to like 5th, 7th, 9th, and 10th graders, which was kind of a range of kiddos to teach English to. Some of them spoke amazing English and others didn't speak English at all. And so I was teaching school in Ukraine, and I was, let me see. So I found out that there was this man in the town, in the city that I lived in, who was following me around. He started calling my host mom's house and talking to her, and I didn't at first really follow what was going on, but then he started showing up at my school, and then my host mom told me that he had been fired from the local music school. He was a teacher at the local music school, and he had been fired because he had been molesting children there. And so she basically said, don't bring him home. And I said, why would I bring him home? But also, why don't you want me to? And she said, we were speaking in Russian, like we're saying everything in Russian. And I spoke really good Russian at this point, but I didn't know what she was saying. And so I was like, I don't understand. And then she said, he is a pedophile. And it's the same word in Russian and in English. And so, so I went through this whole situation, and I was sort of trying to navigate it. And I talked to Peace Corps administration, and we were working through it. And I was kind of like, I'm not positive that this is actually a danger to me. I don't necessarily feel like I'm in danger, but I want to get the evaluation of whether I am or whether I'm not. And I was on vacation with my girlfriends, all my best girlfriends. And I will never forget this day. We're all like laying around in a bedroom. And I said, oh yeah, the stalker guy. And they were like, what are you talking about? And I said, the guy, the music teacher who's kind of following me around and calling the house. And they looked horrified. And I said, I haven't told you guys about this situation. And they were like, no. And just the looks on their faces, I thought, oh, if I was listening to this story and I was listening to my friend tell this story, I would be worried. What if I treated myself the way I would treat a friend? And we don't intentionally make this practice often, right? We just sort of assume what we deserve and that we're observing what we deserve and that things are happening to us. But when we see things happen to our friends, we immediately take action. We know what needs to be done. We know that they deserve respect. We know that they deserve to have healthy environments. So if we can treat ourselves, if we can deliberately picture, what would I be believing if this was happening to my friend? And we can choose that for ourselves, we immediately take preventative action to create the environments that we deserve. So you're going to remember this as the friend like you shot, the flu shot against toxic work environments. If you treat yourself and you demand to be treated and expect to be treated the way that you would expect a friend to be treated, you will immediately take steps towards creating a healthier workplace environment and expect for yourself the healthiest thing. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Ask any questions. Tell me what doesn't make sense. And I am going to be back again later in the week to do more of these little trainings. So any questions that you have, send them to me. I want to make sure I'm addressing what's actually coming up for people. And thank you again so much for watching.